Alright, well, it's been a week since the last video, and let's see what's happened with those areas in the backyard that were a bit troublesome. Okay, so this is the first area near the shed. It's right on the point where there is a sprinkler head, but this area obviously didn't get as much water as it needed. It is starting to come back, however, there is a lot of this just obviously burnt leaf here. So the plan is to scarify this in about 2 weeks or so. And just around here you can see the same thing. This is the primary area of burn, and obviously water just didn't get here. It's just very, very dry. Good to see some green back though, which is encouraging. And we can also see these areas that are looking a bit more brown than I would like. Again, there is green in there, and more green than there was last time we saw it, but it is slow to recover at the moment. I'm not really sure why this went the way it did. Could be the wetting agent, although I know this area gets a lot of water and the rest of the yard didn't burn like that, so the jury is still out. Yeah, maybe it was a invasive bit of grass that just did not like everything that was put on it all of a sudden. Pre-emergent, wetting agent, bin dye. Yeah. G'day and welcome to another video from Dave v Lawn. So here's the state of play. The front and backyard are not out of PGR yet. They might just be on the edge, but there isn't a great deal of rebound happening. In the intro, we looked at the chemical burn areas. They are recovering, but are coming back slowly. So while PGR is due to be applied today, I am going to skip this application for both the front and the backyards. Because of this, I have decided to raise the height of cut to 23mm, which on the L at Kensington is 2.5 on the height guide. In addition to the height change, I am not going to mow the backyard this week. The mow on the front yard will really just be a trim to see if anything comes off at all with the new height adjustment. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I am disappointed by this, and if the lawn did not suffer the chemical burn, I'd still be happily mowing at that lower height of 19mm. But I need the lawn to cover over the burnt patches with new leaf, which basically means I don't have much of a choice but to raise the cut height. Well, I do actually have a choice, but it's not one I want to do. I would have to scalp the affected areas and let them come back in a few weeks. We do have the advantage of continuing growing conditions here in southeast Queensland. Temps are still in the high 20s to low 30s, but those areas are also stressed and could just as easily die off by being scalped. The whole point of all this effort though is having a nice lawn and enjoying it, so I'm taking the faster, safer recovery path and just moving the goal for a lower cut over to next season. I am saving my pennies for the Allet 20-inch verticutter attachment, and I believe that will actually be a game changer for me next season, and with regular use, I'm hopeful to try maintaining a lower cut somewhere around 15 to 12mm. At the moment, I don't think that the scarifying attachment is just up to the task of dealing with cooch. Maybe it was meant for other grass types like rye or fescue. The Mariah tree has exploded with flowers again, and I'm assuming that cutting that bush back promotes flowering. Whilst it is nice to see the flowers, man alive, they are messy. I think they only persist on the bush for 2 days, then they fall off and for a brief amount of time resemble some strange Queensland snow. The sprigging area near the bins is also ticking along. It's always going to be a struggle to get grass to grow in that spot, so this is definitely going to be a long-term project. As suspected, there is not a huge amount of grass getting cut today. However, it is nice to see the stripes and also see a bit more green. I definitely have even more postie ruts to deal with. I think it might be time to knock down the brick letterbox and sink a post down and install a street accessible letterbox. I'm not too sure about the rules around this kind of thing, but it might be the only way to have a nice front yard. So it is definitely something to investigate further. Possible locations could be right next to the street tree where the grass has trouble growing. Knowing my luck though, I will invariably hit an irrigation line while digging the hole for the concrete. There is irrigation in both corners on the street, so it is possible that there is a line running along the street to join them together. Then maybe I need a small low decorative barrier on the boundary to stop the postie riding onto my lawn. The idea is sounding better and better. For those interested in following along and using PGR, the combined growing degree days for the lawn at the time of filming this is 160. I was expecting it to be around 200 to 220. The effects of Cyclone Alfred has slowed things down, I think. But this also reinforces the decision to hold off mowing in the backyard this week and just lightly trim the front yard. I'm really looking for a week out of PGR to set things right again before I restart the PGR program. Because of this, I may have to do an additional midweek mow, which may be difficult to achieve with the schedule I have at the moment. Either way though, I am sure the lawn will be greener next week and looking better overall. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you next time. Hooroo!